Alright, welcome back to another painting session. Today is the day, let me just turn on my fan. I'm going to do that redo I was talking so much about of Rathian stencil. I already see it mapped out. It's going to be basically the same in terms of the interior of the last one, but the only thing I'm going to change is the outside. I found on the internet that there is another way I could use, like I was saying in the last video, I'm pretty sure I did say it, that I could make dragon scales by using a certain something. That something causes something like this, right? Looks like snake skin, but you could just throw it out some dragon scales. Most of these monsters, their underbellies have the exact same texture, so I could just put it up as something like that. It's as close as I'm going to get, and I think it looks pretty good. And the thing I'm going to use for it is a random old fishing net, or just any net, to be fair, with any size that fits that. About, like, you could just put your finger in the holes, about that size. I would say in terms, I'll just get the rough measurements out for any who want to know the exact measurements. I'll get that for you. So it's about an inch by an inch and a half. So it's 1 by 2 square, but you could stretch it to make it much thinner, make it more look like scales or diamonds or whatever you want. You make a base coat laid on, and then the top coat. That top coat being green, bottom one being purple. That's what I plan to do for the outside. And I think it'll be much better than having a whole different space out there, have it all crowded. It's a bit difficult to leech on what it's supposed to look at. I'm probably going to make the colors much brighter here, just to let the darkness that's going to come out of here much more vivid. Or it might be vice versa, I don't know. But this will probably be much darker, this will be much lighter. So, that's what I plan to do. Let me just get my gloves, and I will get started. If you haven't seen the other video, where I make a Rathian, or the Dread Queen Rathian, because this is, I'll show you the photo. I cut it out. This was the original photo. Right here. And the stencil, I'll bring it out. It's basically what you see there, but I think it's pretty spot on. I did the best I could just with my scissors, and I think I did pretty well. Pretty proud of that stencil. I do not want to break it up by any means. So, yeah. Hopefully I won't do that. After I get the interior done, I will wait an hour or so, an extensive period of time, to let the paint dry, and in that time I will stop the video and start it again as a different part, a part 2, to keep each of the 2 videos to be short, not scare away potential viewers, subscribers, listeners, what have you. Before I get started, thank you all so much for watching, and let us get this started. Sorry about that, just had to get a new cap for the dark purple paint. There we go. Traditional painting time. This is where I'm gonna paint the mountains. Take the mask off. Have a little breath of fresh air. Have some water. A little break from all of this, and then I'll get right back to it. There's some benefits of working in 100-degree weather, but it does take a toll on you. I'll be wondering what those benefits are. They're just it lets the paint dry. Take my mask off. There we go. All right, using this brush, angled. My other one got spent. Can't use it no more. With kaput. I want this line right here, this imaginary line, to be where the lake is. I'm actually going to do that first so I can move in the mountains over them. All wiped on the blade. Well, it's not really much of a blade, it's more just like on the edge. That good. I'm gonna move this picture, this painting like this, so it's even, you know, I can see it. I'm gonna do this. I think it's good. I should wear my mask here, but I should be fine. I'm just gonna move it up a bit. There we go. No, I have to keep it below the neck horn over here, or the shin. I would rather have it like a separate thing. Okay. Get this. Just one white layer because it doesn't seem to be picking up well. That should be good. There we go. It's gonna have, look at this. shade. Might not even be kept over, but it's fine. There you go. Our nice little quaint lake. So the belly will be right here, and then it will spread out to 2 legs here. Yeah, so it should sort of be split, so it still should be contained. It should still contain that. I'm hoping. Let me just get stencil out, just to make sure. Not the head, because that's the most visible. Sorry. We still have this. I guess it's fine. I'll probably have missed here. Actually, should I? Yeah, I should do that right now. Get that out of the way. Where? I want to put greens over here. There you go. That should be enough. That should be enough. No, it's not going to cover the bottom bits. It'll just be the top portions here. Bring my stencil one more time just to check. Yeah, it'll cover them. Even just a little bit. Might need a bit more over there. Just one more little mist cloud. That will be all. I'll go to the mountains. Stop. Just doing. Oh no, that's a bit too rough. That's some detail to compensate. Should be fine. Not that sure. Okay, now that should be good. Okay. Now we're gonna go over to the mountains. Now we're gonna get to the end of this. Hopefully this don't take long. Usually this is the longest part, unfortunately, but I do have to take my time with these things. Okay. I'm going to try to make them a bit jagged. This will be one big mountain over here, and I gotta stop kicking the table. I'm sorry about that. Rattling. I'm going to put the stencil over here so I don't have to get up. Okay, so another boundary. That line, I mean, kind of shows over there. Okay, yeah, that's good, that's good. If my voice is low, I do apologize. I'll try to be much louder in the future so you can hear me. I know my phone is a bit far away. I'm sorry about that. Best setup I could have at the moment. Okay. I'm gonna extend that and then move that down. So this will be the end of that range. Should won't have this small little mountain, this small little thing. I have some more paint here. I'm just using this little piece of paper. So I'm very, very modest. You don't have to use much. I certainly don't. I don't have to. I will also add ridges once I'm done with the base structure. And that's the end of that range. This is the main range right here. You color this in. I would try to dab in the face structure so I make a new, like this will be the edge of where I work. You know, I have to make that line. More paint, and then we can keep going. Another, like a bad thing working on this high temperature, the paint dries out a little bit too fast. So, ain't always a good thing. Because my paint I use to do this, which is just spray paint, I just spray it on that piece of paper. It's drying very quickly, and so it congeals. And you don't really want spray paint to congeal when you still want to tap it up with a brush, you know. It won't really come up well. It won't lay down well. There'll be little pebble type things laying down. I don't think I'm gonna add trees like I did last time. Might do something else. It's like the ridges here. I might add trees, but it's just saying I probably won't, because I think this is fine as it is. This little ridge. I make these spikes over here to make a little shoreline. A little juts out from the mountain down. Try to follow the movement. So you see the slope going down? I'm going to try to mimic that on the bottom. So it'll look much more uniform, more natural. Almost like the rock is sliding down the mountain into the lake. It'll look much more fluid. That might be a better way to put it. But I am an art major, so I don't really know the particular term. There probably is for something like this. Blending in textures in such a way. I don't know if I have to use a stencil over there. Let's see. Fortunately, it seems I won't be able to capture this, which I guess is fine. But that's just unfortunate. I can kind of see a ridge over here. And that would be the tail. Because I didn't paint much over here, it was able to come off as a edge. So I just have this over here. A bit more paint, then I'll add those rough edges. Actually, I think it's fine. I will just add a little bit more jaggedness. here. I mean, this jacket is just this extensions. Okay, I'm just gonna make this one much more pointier and taller. There you go. I'm gonna make them all pretty pointy to represent the spikes that are supposed to be over here. A bit unnatural. Try to make them have that appearance and a natural feeling like that, where they subtly jut out like so. I'll try to blend this one in. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Light is coming from over here, so I will reflect that here. Should be done with this, so I'll simply flip it over. Of course, the paint will still be wet. That's fine. It's not that much paint, and besides, it dries way too quickly anyway, so it's not that much of a problem. I'll mix some paint here. I'll do it in front of the camera, so I have that much of the more vivid pink. What's the name of this? Berry pink. What's this called? Candy pink. Oh, this is Rust-Oleum. Just so you know, if you want to have these colors, these are the names of them. And I use Painter Touch. I try to get the gloss. That's what I always want to use. That's not always what is available to me, however. So I try to get the best that I can. And to make the design, I use a piece of paper. That is it. That's all I use, and that's all I need to make the designs of the slopes of these mountains. Watch over here. And again, if my voice is too quiet, I do apologize profusely for that. Part of it is out of my control. I try the best I can with these things. From before, I'd rather have some other sounds in here, like the spray can sounds, but it is canceled out by the microphone. It would be really good for me to cut in with my voice. That's pretty much it. Anything besides that is node out. Well, not node out, I'm still talking about the issue. Yeah, anything besides just the calling out is something I'd rather use just for my phone recorder. Its microphone, because it works just as well. Doesn't really matter how wet the paint is, you can always go over it. Just be careful to control it. Gotta know where it's gonna land. Too harsh, and it'll be slipping out of your control before you know it. And you don't want that. Unless that's the style you're going for. In which case, it suits you, so it suits you. But for this, I would rather it be in my control to know exactly where it is about to go. I want it to go down. Yep, right there. There you go. I'm probably gonna make the color much brighter. You might say that my hand placement is a bit silly, but it's just better for me to hold my posture like this with just 2 fingers. It doesn't have to be that much. Okay. Of course, like I was saying earlier, or was about to say, this is the longest stage of this making landscape, because I had to have pretty good detail. I'm gonna touch this up over here. Don't mind me. Okay. Yeah. So I have to touch this with extreme detail, or the best that I could, even if the detail is just scratching it with a piece of paper. Much more detail than the randomness of making these designs of the planets. The design you get out of it, it's random. There's a general design that you can control, like the curving. I can control that very well, but how it's going to curve, like how many spots there are in the white paint, that's something you can't really control unless you take a lot of time in pressurizing or putting a lot of pressure on particular spots of whatever. You don't even have to use newspaper, you could just use plastic bags, but I found that plastic bags stick much more often, so I'd rather not to use that. Newspaper just works the best for me, and it's just much more plentiful. I'm going to add more color here to the mixture. Probably going to add it to the other mountains as well. So I can be really quiet, just concentrating, and there's not much to talk about. My later videos, I might actually do a time lapse when I'm doing the mountains if I don't say anything of value, because I most likely won't. I just try to have some filler in there the best I could, to have some reason why I don't fast forward or time lapse or what have you. But I might do that in the future. Oh, and another thing, I've said this in the last of this, when I did the original Red Queen Rathian, it's just a copyright issue. I don't think Capcom, the makers of Monster Hunter, where the monster originates, would come after me for such a thing. But Capcom owns the rights to Rathian, their creation. It ain't mine, it's Capcom's. This painting's mine, this painting's mine, unless I sell it to someone. But I did not make up the character of which I made the stencil. But yeah, just in case. I don't think they're gonna do that. They're not Nintendo. So, if you haven't heard, Nintendo ain't the most forgiving when it comes to fair use of their IPs. They're actually pretty brutal. They also don't really like their own players much, unfortunately. So, they're not the most well-liked company. But their games is good. They make good games, but the execs, they are not the nicest people. A little bit of white here. Scratch it a bit. There we go. Land it up here. There we go. That's good. Made a little mark over there, but that's fine. That's fine. If my voice is low still, please tell me. Because whenever I listen to it, I think it's fine. I can hear myself. But maybe just because it's my own voice. And another thing about that, I do not sound like what you hear. I sound like I'm from Europe. I am not. Yeah, my accent is not that thick. But it appears that way in all media stuff. So no, I do not sound like this in person. My voice is a bit lower and does not have that accent to it, or as heavily, I guess. A little mark there. It's unfortunate. Just gonna keep going. I did have some commentary about Monster Hunter. I don't know why it keeps doing that. And then with the initial painting. So if you want to hear all of that, it's all there. I don't think I could repeat all of it. I probably don't remember all of it. But I played the game a bit. And a very big fan of the games. The earliest game I played is just GU, but because the first one was Monster Hunter World. Let's get this piece of paper. I can use that. Yeah, like I was talking about, first game, Monster Hunter World. So I wasn't there when it was on 3DS. I was live, yeah, but I had a 3DS at that time, but just didn't know about it. Wish I did though. I don't even know what I was playing on that 3DS. Pokemon? I don't know. Just old game. I think there was an old Mega Mind game that I used to really like. I tried to search for the disc, not disc, but the cartridge. couldn't find it, so I need a new piece of paper. Yeah, with a new piece of paper, I should be just fine. Same issue. It just keeps dipping down even though this is curved. Don't like to make mountains like this. Because that issue right there. I'm gonna add some white up there. Some snow caps. There we go. Same over here. Go. Blend all those ridges in pretty subtly. Doesn't have to be too blended in. I'll blend in through, and so I'll back it up with my brush, cover it back up. Okay. Got that done. Okay, alright. I'll flip this over now. Put down the black paint. Then go over the mistakes. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks good. Kind of looks like there's paint off to the side because the cloud right there, but it's not. It's still well intact to this mountain. It's just unfortunate it's basically almost the same color. Yeah, looks good. I'm gonna add some clouds, make this, and then I'm going to stop the video. So I'll let it dry, all that stuff, an hour or so. It's already night as it is. I don't know what time. I'll check my watch. 9:20, and I'm sorry about that. Keep moving this. I hope I didn't tilt it too much. Maybe I tilted way too much and I'm as a sorry if that happened. Okay. I'll stand up for this. I'll just make one cloud right there, and maybe one here and here. There we go. And then we're going to have a small one spanning right there. And we'll add another one. Another one. There we go. Okay, all missed it. Okay, that's never mind. Getting a bit trigger happy with these clouds now. I always seem to be that way, unfortunately. Okay. Okay, that's it now. It's all the clouds I need. Clouds are important. It makes things seem far away and it adds depth, which is basically just the first thing I just said, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's almost a painting by itself, so that's why I'm gonna do the design. I'll show it again to refresh you. This, I plan for the purple to be much brighter, and the green will probably stay the same because it naturally, the dragon's wing or wyvern, whatever you want to call it, the Rathian, the scales would be much darker, but I can't really have that because if it's too dark, it won't contrast with the dark purples. It would just be like dark and dark, and it would just blend in too quickly. This will be fine, but up here, no. So having it much brighter like this will make it pop much easier. So yeah, that's what I plan to do. Okay, yeah. First layer, I think is really good. I like it. I have high hopes. So, and the reason why these are here is for markers to place this down, boundaries if you will. So I'll wait hours or just an hour, check up every so often just to make sure this, all good. I'll probably charge some things while I'm out as well, like phone, charger, what have you. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this part. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. The second and last part, see how it turns out, hopefully it does. So yeah. This, I also plan to do much more stencils of this, if this goes well, of course. So, yeah, thank you for watching this part. Hope you have enjoyed just this portion of the process. And I'll see you on the next parts. I'll see you then.